Hey, Shalom, Kahala, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bashim Chachodash, the ones that apostles of great millstone, and Shalom to your brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, and continually fighting that good fight of faith, Lord willing, we found that number to be delivered. Alright, so, and I was thinking about, all the happenings that's going on in the world with these world leaders, and just started thinking about, the brotherhood and the people that listen. And so I'm gonna go down this path with it. Not everybody fully understands what's going on in the government and the government's plan, their agenda, and so on and so forth. A lot of people don't have the patience. A lot of people, don't watch the news. But we as watchmen, we try to cover everything. We try to leave no stone unturned, especially when it comes to bringing out this truth. All right. But at the same time, there's a large amount of people who just don't have the patience, though they need to gather the patience to hear these words that are being spoken, because the majority of the words that we speak are concerning, the prophecies of the end times, primarily what these nations are going to do and how the nations are gearing up. But that being said, a lot of people don't have it in them to truly watch and to truly understand it. So all that being said, we gotta, we being prophets and being men of the Lord, we have to give you every possible, piece of information that's gonna, try to help you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a couple clips and bring out some scriptures that a lot of you people can relate to, everyday, just everyday things, things that you come across, things that you may see, and things that you may encounter, because what's happening in the world right now, and especially in America, is there's no love lost out here. People are on edge. The things that are happening, people are trying to get their fix. People are trying to get paid, and they don't give a damn who's in their way. All right. So let's start with 2 Ezra 15 and 19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor." Now these are things that the majority of you people can understand. You may not understand what Putin and Vladimir Putin and Ahmadinejad are doing, but you damn sure are going to be able to understand a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. And this is the time that we're coming in, damn near on every news channel and every article and every newspaper, you're seeing something about somebody being robbed, somebody being killed, shot, injured at the hands of some type of violence, man. All right? And that violence is sweeping right across this country at an alarming rate. Turn on the news, you see somebody getting bust over the head for their goods, for their money, for their wallet. People's homes getting broken into, people being, becoming victims. At the end of the day, a lot of them being put to death. All right? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right? So all these things are going to be tribulation, are going to be great tribulations. Everybody, has the mentality of the government's going to come down. The government's going to come down. You got to watch out for the average neighbor, man. You got to watch out for the average cat that's, living on your block. You got to watch out for the average cat that's lurking outside the store that you go to. All right? Don't always think it's the government per se that's going to come down on you and really hammer you. All right? Before these things take place, you're going to have to deal with the average common, thief or hood rat or whoever. All right? So when the scriptures tell you that they're going to have no pity, they're not going to have pity. Pity is going to be a word of a thing of the past. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me just start. Let me go to this video here. All these videos are going to be quick, but it just kind of backs up the point of the lesson.
So we are learning new details tonight in the gruesome murders of a Romeoville family.
Casey Cronin has been following it. She joins us live. Casey, police believe this was not random now.
That's right, Dawn and Scott, and so many questions remain about the mysterious killings of this family. It's been almost 48 hours since their bodies were discovered inside their Concord Avenue home, which is still surrounded by police barriers. And just in the last couple hours, investigators have confirmed that evidence suggests this was a targeted attack. All 4 victims, pictured here, and the family's 3 dogs were shot to death over the weekend. They've been identified as 38-year-old Alberto Rolone, 32.
All right, so you get the message, man. Whole family wiped out. Where's the love? Where's the compassion? All right? And these people, these individuals out here who are running around committing these crimes or whatever, they're not thinking twice about a consequence. They don't give a damn about no consequence. All right? So there's going to be no pity, man. There's going to be no pity out there. You've seen that family portrait. They even had a couple kids up in there that were put to death. And the dogs. Cats is ruthless, man. And these are the common things that you're going to have to be pay close attention to when you out there walking these streets, man. And these are things that must be done. These are things that must happen because the scriptures got to be fulfilled. You've been told, you've been warned. Now, the rubber's about to meet the road for a lot of you. And you may not believe that anything like this can happen in your area, but don't be stupid. You sadly mistaken, man. Because what's happening right now, from what we see on the news, a lot of these, cats are going into these posh neighborhoods, the areas where people walk freely, not looking over their shoulder. They're the simpler ones to get got, man. Okay? And nobody's gonna give a damn about how you feel, or about what if you gotta go see your elderly mother and take care of this one or what have you. There's a couple videos that I didn't put on the list here, but cats going to the ATM trying to get money out. And these stick-up kids are sitting right in back of them. As soon as that cash comes out, they running up on them. Okay? And a lot of you women, you gotta be ready. You gotta be careful. Okay? Because you are going to be public enemy and target number 1. You're going to be target number 1 when all this shit starts breaking down. Let me hit another video.
A woman is attacked, slammed to the ground, and robbed, all caught on camera. This happened in a strip center on Bel Air near the Beltway back in February. Police say the woman had just taken a large amount of cash from the bank. HPD says the robber may have followed the victim for more than 20 miles. A woman is attacked. All
right. And this is a case in point. This woman's coming from a large ATM withdrawal. Somebody was scoping her out. And again, you see shit on the news and you looking at, the poverty-stricken neighborhoods, the neighborhoods that, don't have much. That's where you see a lot of the crime, the so-called, quote-unquote, black communities. All right? Cats is venturing into these neighborhoods, man. They're venturing into these areas where they know there's money. They ain't sticking in their own neighborhoods because they know they had no money over there. All right? But this is just a testament of how the scriptures speak about, there's going to be some lawlessness in these last days. There's going to be some uncertain times, some evil times in these last days. And these are the things that you definitely need to start paying attention to. Your surroundings, your whereabouts. All right? I mean, this ain't a protect yourself video. This is a video to warn your asses. Because these things are here. It's not coming. They're here. All right? And like I said, a lot of the victims that are going to be had out there, you women, you're going to find yourself in a real bad situation. I mean, you can even have a husband who may have a whole shitload of guns at home ain't gonna do you no goddamn good in a situation like this woman's in here.
Slammed to the ground and robbed, all caught on camera. This happened in a strip.
She ain't gonna do you no good. There's gonna come a point in time where you people aren't even gonna venture outside the house, man. You're not going to venture outside the house. Second Ezra 16:40 says, "O my people, hear my word, and make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth." All right. So when it speaks of the evils, it's speaking of bad times. And pilgrims are known for what? Migrating from here to there and going everywhere. Likewise, these evil times, these bad times are going to be everywhere. So don't get it twisted, like I stated earlier. Don't think as, we read about how the devil's going to come down having great wrath. We read about these quite frequently. All right? And it'll give you the false impression that, only Esau is the ones going to be coming down. No, the Lord's about to open up the floodgates, man. He's about to open up the floodgates. All right? And especially as time starts to, heat up and speed up, you're going to start seeing these groups, just like that movie, Warriors, just like that movie, The Warriors, how you had different groups in different territories, protecting their territory. The same thing's going to happen out here. And it's going to be on a mass level. All right. So these bad times are coming, man. And also the Lord stated this, make you ready to the battle. You're going to have to be on the ready 24/7 out here. And trust nobody. Anybody outside of this truth, we do not trust. We ain't putting no stock in anybody outside of this truth, man. Anybody outside the brotherhood, we ain't putting no stock in them. Now, if the Lord puts a spirit on somebody to help us, and Lord willing, we're gonna be able to recognize when these things arise. But on a whole, nope. You gotta remember, the prophets of old, they were hated by many. Even the Lord Yahushua, hated by many. And it's gonna be the same thing. We've already experienced the hate on a verbal level. These cats, everybody making videos talking shit about us, and these niggas trying to just bury us. They're trying to bury us, and shit ain't even hot out here yet. And for brothers who've been around for a little while, you remember the times where they was calling people's jobs and just trying to get brothers fired and trying to expose brothers with lies and deceit. So the time is coming where they're gonna come full force, man. They're gonna come full force. So make you ready. Be in a ready state of mind. Don't get caught out there slipping on some old bullshit. We as men of the Lord, we are circumspect. Have an unction to know all things as well. And being able to identify when some shit's about to go south. Let me get another video. Go ahead what this one is. Like I said, these just quick videos. I'm just randomly selected a few videos with some shit going on.
With how he got away, Suzanne.
Mary and Ted, the 66-year-old man was headed to his garden this morning and saw three men approach him. What happened next, though, got Milwaukee Police District 4 detectives involved in trying to figure out who these men are. On a day honoring the sacrifice of veterans, this Vietnam War veteran found himself using his instinct from his days at war at his Milwaukee home.
He was getting ready to go to the garden this morning, and I guess three young guys came and tried to rob him with the gunpoint?
On the right, as Saley Vang sits in his car, 3 men approach from down the alley. They close in on the car, one with a gun visible, before demanding Vang's keys. As he gets out, he doesn't give them the keys, but walks away before the suspects take off. His son standing alongside him in the hours after.
Scariest thing would be...
All right, you see that? And a lot of these cats that are doing this shit is real young cats, man. Clearly, they don't know what the hell they doing. They rolling up on this dude, 66 years old. You know, he probably ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. You know, even if they wanted the car, they wasn't really about it. But at the same time, the average person is gonna probably comply once they see that gun. All right. So there's gonna be no pity upon anybody. 66, 2-year-old, a 7-year-old toddler, anything. People are gonna be wiping people out, man. You know, so you gotta be in the ready at all times. You know, even us as men of the Lord and servants of the Lord, we gotta be on the ready at all times. Just because, you know, we're doing the will of Yahweh Shai, that don't mean, you know, we can just let our guard down and walk around with we ain't got no damn sense in our heads. Okay? So the fight is going to be real. You know? It's going to be real out here. Let me get another scripture. Let me see. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." All right? You know, you're going to hear all these, you know, officials, leaders, governors, mayors, and politicians, you know, it's going to be okay. It's going to be safe. Trust nobody. They don't even believe what they're telling you. And they've been set up to try to just keep the people calm anyway. Tell the people what they want to hear. Okay? And here in America, this whole thing about peace and safety has always been on the agenda of the you know, so-called government, trying to make it safe for the community and for the people. You know, trying to make it a reasonably, you know, friendly environment. And that's the spirit that's going on here in America right now as well anyway. Love everybody, help everybody, and being kind to one another. That's a fantasy land, man. These are fantasy words. People are starving out here. People are looking to get something from somebody. Okay? And you got 3 dudes rolling up on a 66-year-old man with guns in their hands. What do you think? You think they're just going to be like, yeah, we're sorry, Mr. You know, Hoshimoto. We're sorry for coming. No, they coming up there to take some shit. Now, if they was really about it, you know, that whole situation would have went a different way. All right, but who's gonna risk getting shot? You know, I'm a fan of cat run up on me with a pistol. Hey, yo, bro, you want what you need? Here you go. All right, my man. See you later. You know, that's just what it is. You know, that's just what it is. Don't make me a punk number, but hey, you know, take it. You want this little bullshit pair of sneakers? Take them. What am I gonna do with those? You know, those ain't gonna deliver me. All right. Continuing on. Let's go. Let's see. I got a couple more videos I'm gonna just play out real quick. Like I said, they're not long. I don't know what this one is here.
Miami, Florida. Ansley Pacheco is a hugely popular Instagram and OnlyFans model who lives with her husband Daniel and a young son. On a Sunday evening, just before 9 p.m., the Pachecos arrive home in their upscale Miami neighborhood.
It was a complete ordinary day. We actually had ordered pizza and everything to watch the game with all our friends.
There's a knock on the door.
My friend goes and opens the door, and that's when the nightmare starts. My name is Daniel Pacheco.
My name is Ansley Pacheco, and we survived a home invasion and armed robbery.
I see a guy in front of me with a gun, and he tells me to get on the ground. I was shocked. At that moment, you have everything to lose. They got guns. I realized, oh, we're getting robbed. They were making one of my friends take her jewelry off. The other guy, they were asking him for his jewelry, and they kept on repeating, where's the rest of your jewelry? I thought they were gonna shoot him.
And just as frightening for the Pachecos, their young son is on the couch as the attackers point their guns. Ansley is in the bedroom when she hears the commotion.
I went straight to the nightstand, I grabbed the gun, and I opened my door.
Ansley knows her son is in the other room, but she thinks the assailants won't shoot if they know a child is in the room with her. Apparently, the assailants don't care. Daniel rushes to his wife and grabs the gun from her.
I see the guy shooting over my son's head and shooting at my wife. I was like, that's it. I gotta do something.
The bullets fired in front of me, and the one behind me, I actually felt the heat of it, which is the one that went through my TV. I wasn't scared at the moment. I just knew that I couldn't put the gun down, because then I knew that maybe at that point we would have really been screwed.
The gun she grabbed is my gun. My gun is a 45, which she cannot pull the trigger.
You have to put your hand on the trigger and then at the same time, another part on the safety in order to shoot it, and I don't reach.
So that's even more brave of her, grabbing that gun, knowing that she can't even fire.
As the gunshots fly, chaos erupts. Daniel chases the suspects outside.
They start shooting at me. I start shooting.
All right, so you get the gist of it. All right, ain't nobody safe, man. Ain't nobody safe out here. And it's gonna be on a mass level, man. It's gonna be everywhere. Home invasions, being robbed, you know, friends running up on your house. Okay. This is Isaiah 32:2. It says, "And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of waters in a dry place, as the shadows of a great rock in a weary land." All right. So there's going to be a point in time, you know, this young lady, her husband came to her aid, and likewise, there's going to be many women out here who are going to fall victim to the violence, man, who are going to be dragged off and done away with, you know. And this here, you know, is primarily talking about a man of the Lord, a man of understanding. But you're still going to have men, you know, raising up to protect their family and what have you. But again, it's all going to what time frame we're living in and the things that are coming upon this place. Like I said, they ain't coming, they're here. All right? It may not be in your neighborhood right away, but you're going to see it, man. You're going to see it. And for those who don't have no street smarts, you know, those who don't have street smarts, you're gonna think something's all gravy and somebody's gonna do you in, man. We're coming into that time period. These things are going down, and they're going down swiftly. All right? Let me get this last video.
Now at 6, a second model has been found dead in her apartment in downtown LA. And this happened just days before another model was found dead in her nearby apartment. Tonight, we have the latest on both of those cases. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the News at 6. I'm Rick Chambers.
And I'm Corrine Winter. A deepening mystery tonight as we learn of the death of a model in downtown LA, the second in a matter of days.
Yeah, both of them found lifeless in their own apartments. Tonight, in a story you'll see only on 5, the mother of one of those victims is speaking out. Let's go to Chris Wolf. He joins us live from Hollywood now. He's got details on all of this. Chris?
That's right, Rick, Kareen, what a mystery this is. Two young models discovered dead in their luxury apartments in downtown Los Angeles just days apart. One case is considered a homicide. The other one right now is considered suspicious, undetermined. Are they related? This is a story you will see only on 5.
It's senseless, and I want some answers because my daughter is gone. And it's not fair. I want everybody to find out who did this to her. She shouldn't be gone. But we need to know. We need to know what happened.
Family members of a beautiful young model who recently discovered her dead in her downtown Los Angeles apartment are crying foul play and explain they are frustrated at the lack of answers and information coming from investigators. 32-year-old Nicole Coates, known as Nikki, told friends she had a date on Friday, September 8th. That's the last they heard from her. She didn't answer calls or texts during the weekend, so her father and aunt visited her luxury apartment 2 days later, located at 8th and Grand. That's when they made the gut-wrenching discovery.
I couldn't recognize her.
You feel there was some level of violence with this death?
Yes, I do.
You believe it was murder?
I believe it was. I really do. One of her legs was up in the air in a kicking position. That's not nobody that's just laid in their bed and died. I don't know who she went out with. What transpired there, I have no idea. But I'm going to find out. So if you're out there, you're going to get caught. You're messing with the wrong person.
The LA County Coroner's Office says the case of Nicole Coates is open and the cause of death deferred. That means the cause is undetermined and further investigation is needed. However, Nikki's suspicious death is alarmingly similar to another recent case. During a welfare check for concerned family members, police discovered the body of 31-year-old model and real estate agent Melissa Mooney on Tuesday afternoon. She was inside her luxury apartment, Sky at Bunker Hill on South Figueroa Street. The LAPD is not releasing any details, but confirms detectives are investigating the young woman's death as a homicide. Family and friends are...
All right, so you see, there's no pity on anybody. You got these women who, in their plush apartments thinking they've made it, and they probably living in some community where they thinking they escaped the riffraff of the world. 2 of them did. All right, let's go here. This is Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. All right? Just because you made it out of the hood like the Jeffersons, that don't mean you well protected. All right? Whatever's going on out there, I'm sure this ain't going to be the first 2, and it's damn sure ain't going to be the last 2. Somebody's out there lurking. Somebody's out there lurking, and that's just gonna start a trend where other men are going to be walking around and doing whatever they're doing. If it is men, I don't know who it is. We don't know who it is. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's happening. The shit is going down. Get this last scripture here. This is 2 Ezra 16:2. It says, gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. I made a few videos throughout the times here in this truth of ours, and one of the things I've maintained is there's nothing worse than the loss of a child. Regardless of how old that child is, as a parent, there's nothing worse than the loss of a child. All right? And even the loss of children is going to drive people to do irrational things. All right? So when the things start to unsettle and unfold and become unsown, even those that have lost loved ones are going to be in an irrational state of mind. All right? Again, you're going to have to watch out for these people. So the Lord is baking this thing up, man. This thing is really speeding up, and it is getting to the point where, once society starts to truly break down, then you're going to see masses and masses of people dying out here. And it's only the truth, man. It's only the truth in which we tell. You may think you're safe. You may think you're protected. You may think you may know your way around, and you may know the people that you're with. That shit ain't gonna fly. That shit is not gonna fly. All right. So with all that, I'm gonna end it with that. Like I said, just a couple quick clips and a few scriptures we went through. Just illustrating the time period that we're living in, and how you better start taking these things very seriously and listening to the words of the Lord, the servants of the Lord. We're not out here blowing smoke just to be speaking. All right, we're giving you fair warning as we were commanded to do. All right, so Lord willing, everybody was edified, and I'll see y'all on another show. I say shalom.